All right, we're here with Red Schafer at his own very Red Schafer's Mixed Martial Arts. All right, Red. Last time, so you're gonna be making your comeback trail now, and you decided to drop from 205 to middleweight. What was the idea to make that cut?
It's not that I think the weight class is easy or anything. I just think when I first went to 205, I was about 210, and then I saw all the UFC guys are really 230. So I'm like, oh shoot, I should bulk up. So I've been walking around at 230, kind of fat, you know, not fat, but you know, bulking up to 230 instead of maybe staying at 210 and going down to 185, which I probably should have done way back in the day. So now I've decided to clean up my diet, quit getting out of shape in between fights, and started walking around at about 210 to 212 since my gym opened, and I feel way better. I'm faster. My cardio is unstoppable. I should have done this probably years ago, you know, when I was young, but I feel amazing. I changed my diet too. I'm on the paleo diet. I feel awesome. I can go, well, I had an hour-long match, a 30-minute match, a bunch of 25-minute matches in grappling this year. Never got tired. I feel like a different person, you know? And it's not, like I said, it's not that I feel the weight class easier or anything. I just think I'm a better athlete at 185 versus kind of being all that extra weight that didn't do anything.
I know you said recently you were going to make that trial cut to 185. Was there any issue there, or was it pretty easy for you?
No, I didn't do any trial cut or anything, but I've been walking around at 210, which is honestly sometimes smaller than what a lot of guys that cut to 185 is. So I felt good, and I probably weigh about 205 after practice today. So you give me another 2-3 weeks and I should be under 200 pounds, and 15-pound cut is what I used to do at from 220 to 205 the week of the UFC. So I can do 15 pounds. Now, I mean, I know it's going to be a lot worse because I'm probably leaner, but I'm ready to give it a try, and I think I'll be fine. So I definitely want to not push the cut, though. I want to be about 195 when I hit the cut the week of, so we'll see how it goes.
Perfect. It looks like your next bout's going to be at XFO 41, and it looks like Chris Albandia. You know, how do you think you stack up with him, and do you know much about him going into it?
When I found out about the fight, you know, he's a good journeyman type fighter. He's lost to some tough guys, but he's also got more wins than losses. He's on a 2-fight loss streak just like me, but he's a wrestler. He wrestled in college, so in a way, that's the last 2 guys that beat me, wrestlers. So I want to prove that I can beat these guys, and especially if I have the cardio and this new ability and just the athleticism, I think I could have beat those guys in the UFC, and I think this guy would be a perfect test to see if I can beat a wrestler, you know, who've always been my arch enemy. So, in a good way, I'm a huge wrestling fan myself, but I believe those guys are the best athletes, the toughest guys to fight. So let's give it a try. Let's see if I can beat them on the feet and on the ground, and then maybe I can even show some of my new wrestling skills.
Where would a decisive victory put you, do you think? Do you think you'd be back on Zuffa's radar, or, you know, where would you be looking after that?
You know, I think, you know, part of it, you know, it's going to prove I can make the cut. You can't underestimate this guy. He's a solid fighter. So if I can beat him and make the cut, you know how Zuffa, especially now with all these injuries happening, I think I could easily be on a card. Maybe as a sub even if I stay in shape, and then win 1 or 2 more, and then I think I could get in just legitly back in the UFC, Strikeforce, whatever I can do. So I want to get about hopefully 1 or 2 more wins after that and get in legitly, but I'm ready to rock as a sub anytime. So, and I think they know that. I've never said no to a fight for them, so I'm ready to go if they need a sub.
All right, now in your own gym after leaving Duke's and breaking off, you know, how has your training changed, or, you know, how has it benefited you having your own place and being able to be the one running the show?
Well, honestly, I believe in cutting edge science. I've always been a scientist. I'm not I don't believe in that 1950s football style, you know, like train till you drop. Certain amount of rounds, sprints, lift heavy things, jump high, plyometrics, scientific workouts, and that's what I've been able to do. I actually, it's not because I'm older, it might be, but I take a day off. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then a half day Saturday, so I take almost every other day off. So I push myself very hard on the days on, take a day off. That way you're training intense instead of kind of like 4 days in a row and you're just beat and you're training like garbage and you can't push yourself. So I'm doing all the science, reading everything I can from the top trainers, the top wrestling coaches. I just trained with Brock Lesnar and those guys, Marty Morgan down at Death Clutch, NCAA coach. He knows how to be a scientist about stuff. So I'm just picking up stuff here and there, and I feel amazing. I want to come into practices, so it's not like the 5th day in a row of training your butt off, and you might as well not even train by then. So I think using my brain in this school, devising the right program, getting the guys on, off, eat the right diet has helped me immensely. And now that I can control that, that's what I got here. Perfect.
Kind of switching focus a little bit, looking at some of the guys in your school here. Who are some of the up and comers we should look out for?
Well, in a good way, we've combined our MMA team with Pura Vida and NutriGrounds. So we're all Pedro Sauer Jiu-Jitsu affiliates. I've got the old school guys, of course. Razak is fighting Houston Alexander. He's old school though. We already know he's tough. Once Razak, I think he's got the potential to be back in the UFC with his athleticism. He's actually a great fighter. I think he just has to let loose a little bit, and he'll be wrecking some guys. So I think he's going to be back on the national charts. Some of these guys, like from Pura Vida and NutriGround, and these kids in about 2-3 years are going to be on that cusp of the UFC once they get their kind of their game well rounded. So you're going to see some of these guys. Now our grappling team, I believe, is already one of the top in the state, and you're seeing our names out there. Of course, Chris Center, Tony Center, Piper, all these guys that are amazing grapplers for our team have been showing off since the school started. But now the MMA team's coming along a little later. Chris Center's making his amateur debut end of summer here, so we get to see our first amateur fighter. Plus the Pura Vida guys and the NutriGround guys have been doing really, really well. So I think, of course, we're behind, but within 2 years we'll be one of the top schools in the state, maybe even in the Midwest.
Excellent.
And by schools, I mean teams, like all 3 schools combined.
Excellent. Last question. Anyone in the area that's thinking about looking for a gym, want to start training, what would you tell them about stopping down here?
Well, I believe our gym is competition oriented. If you like competition, if you like open-mindedness, we're all about the science thing too. Jiu-jitsu. We study footlocks, rubber guard, new school back control, all this new school stuff. We're very open-minded. We're not old school. Striking, boxing, scientific cardio, all that stuff. We want to be the best, smartest team out there. So if you're looking to compete, be part of a good group, do tournaments, and just stay on the cutting edge of grappling, I think we are the school to be at, And all of our affiliates were awesome, cool guys, but we're definitely open-mindedness. That's the biggest thing, Wear what you want. If you're a better leg locker than me, show me. I'm not closed-minded myself. Chris Piper, one of my students, one of the best leg lock guys I've ever grappled anywhere. Shows me stuff every single day. It's so cool how we're like a club here. So I think that's kind of a cool vibe you don't have at other schools. We're so open-minded and we help each other out.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks, Red.
Thank you.